Elijah demonstrates the power of prayer. Dr. Tony Mathias. Elijah, the great prophet and miracle worker, was firstly a man of prayer who heard God speak to him, then obeyed and declared what God said. He declared God's word and brought famine on the land. The famine came because Israel had deeply sinned and offended God. However, during the famine, he had supernatural provision. Ravens fed him, the brook of water satisfied his thirst, the widow gave him food, and the Lord protected him. Let us examine three important words linked with the power of prayer demonstrated by Elijah: pray, obey, and declare. Let's take the first one, pray. 1 Kings 17:1, 18, 15, 42 to 43. Elijah worshipped, prayed, and served God regularly. He stood in the presence of God, the King of Kings. Therefore, he was not afraid to meet King Ahab, an earthly king. He prayed on his knees and did not give up praying till he saw results. He prayed 7 times according to God's instructions. He prayed that it would not rain on earth, and it did not rain for 3.5 years. Then he prayed again, and it rained. James 5 verse 17 and 18. Because he was a man of prayer, he was able to multiply the widow's flour and oil, so she could be preserved and not die of starvation. Through prayer, he raised the woman's dead son back to life. He prayed and heard God speak to him. 1 Kings 17, verse 2, 8, 22, and 23. 1 Kings 18, verse 1 and 26. We have done with the word prayer. Second, obey. 1 Kings 17, verse 5, 18, verse 36. Elijah prayed and heard God speak to him. When he heard God speak to him, he immediately obeyed his instructions. We have covered pray, obey. Now the third one is declare. 1 Kings 17 verse 1, 16 and 24. 1 Kings 18 verses 8, 24 and 41. Elijah worked miracles by speaking God's word aloud with his mouth. He said aloud with his mouth that it would not rain, and later it would. And it was so. He spoke the multiplication of oil and flour with his mouth, and it multiplied. He prayed aloud with his mouth for the child to come back to life. He called down fire from heaven. He spoke aloud to King Ahab. Elijah is here, which means my God Jehovah is here. And it all came to pass. You too can demonstrate the power of prayer and get your prayers answered if you do 3 things like Elijah did: pray, obey, and declare. When you pray often, you will hear God speak to you. You should then obey His instructions and declare His word vocally. God bless.